There's one John Palmer Jr. that has become a celebrity. He was on the front page, boat regatta. So I'm just going to pass this around and you guys can guess which one he was. Let's get this going. Our invocation today is by Walt Specht.
Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for all the many blessings that you always bestow upon us, including those friendships that we enjoy constantly. Please bless this food to our bodies and bless us in your service, and we'll give you the praise. Amen. Amen.
Flag salute by Peggy Hoffman.
Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
What? Where's my tutor? Phil Olson will be singing for us today.
my country.
It is of thee, sweet land of liberty, of thee I sing. Land where my fathers died, land of thy pilgrims bright, from every mountainside, let freedom ring.
So much better than last week.
Okay, we have a few announcements today. I need Marnie. Would you pass that around? We'll start with Greg first.
Over here.
President Maryland Phillips Lions and guests, I want to thank everybody that worked in the concession wagon over the weekend, getting things ready ahead of time, hauling the wagons. Today we picked them up, brought them back to the building. Especially want to thank Steve Patterson. He put in every shift with me. Marilyn Patterson was there almost all the time also. And the others that did multiple shifts to make it work out. Thank you very, very much to everyone that helped.
Thank you, Greg. Rex Boswell.
President Maryland Phillips Lions and guests, I too also want to thank everybody that helped, the ice cream wagon, and then all around it. It was a busy weekend. A lot of hiccups and curveballs, but we got through it. I don't have a sign-up sheet for the ice cream wagon, but if a couple people want to come down or anybody want to come down and help out, we'll be down there.
Thank you, Rex. Terry Kegler.
President Maryland Phillips Lions and guests. I'm just reminding everybody, this is the time of the year we're out there doing a lot of activities, and so if you need any t-shirts, aprons,
Thank you all. We had plenty of help. Everything went well. We had no hiccups really. Our own wine selling went well. I think we made more money because of that. We don't have all the figures in yet. We didn't do as well as last year because we have a lot of competition in town for other events, but everything went pretty well. So,
Thank you. Harold.
President Maryland, fellow Lions and guests, you know what I'm up here for? Golf tournament. There's 11 days, I think, that is left until we play. So if you have a team that's not been turned in yet, please hurry and turn it in. Partly because I also need to let the people who run the course know how many people we will have there to prepare the meals and that sort of stuff. So turn the teams in.
I would ask Pat Palmer and Keith Huff if they could come forward and help me out with something real quick.
Keith left. There he is.
Oh, he's here.
The Buckskin boys.
Does this work or should we come up front? Probably can't see back there very well. Okay, I'm hiding.
Hold it a little to the left, Pat, in front of your face.
Yes, right.
There you go.
fill you in, for those of you that didn't get to the installation dinner, Vicki Wellenbrock had this wonderful idea. She wanted to create a puzzle that would be put together by the members. And she approached Pat Palmer with that, and they came up with the idea of using the logo, which of course you gentlemen need to model for me, off of these great vests. You know, they're unique in their style. So, when members came in to sign in, they were given a piece of the puzzle, and this was on display. They had to go over and put their piece together and create the puzzle. So, I am, as your incoming president, or now I'm president already. Made my first mistake. Nobody's laughing. So they created a heart for the center of this puzzle. It also happens to have a wheel, which of course you can't roll a wagon without all four wheels. So at the center, I didn't know I had to lick it. So now we have completed that puzzle. And you know, the great thing about that was, there wasn't just one person that did that puzzle, it was many of you that put this puzzle together and created a team that made this work. So that's my kickoff today. And the other two things, go ahead. Just to remind you that my theme was VIP, volunteer in progress. VIPs are very important people, and each one of you are very important, whether you've got time to come to the meetings and put in an hour somewhere or lots of hours. We need everyone to become volunteers in progress. Okay, thank you. Now I'm going to,
And just to show the way that this circle goes around, the vest that I'm wearing today belonged to Oscar Lemire. And he gave it, well, it was given to Gary Hill. And then from there, Gary gave it to me because Gary outthrew it. But I'm going to go down and I'm going to sit down at my table, I'm going to pull the pins off, and then I'm going to give it to Nick where it absolutely belongs.
thank you, Pat. That's really nice. Okay, I'm going to turn the meeting over to someone that wants to do a pin exchange. Secretary Steve Patterson.
President Maryland, love of my life. One of the rites of passage, of course, will be to give you a different badge. You now officially will have a president's badge, so you're going to get that and this. And then Russ, here's the fun one, buddy. This one's for you. This is the, well, you were never here.
That's not true.
Anyway,
Turn it over.
turn it around so he can see it. Okay, congratulations to you both.
So are we doing another passing of? That's it? Okay. So then I would like to turn this meeting over to George Rader. He's going to introduce our speaker today.
Thank you, President Maryland and fellow Lions and guests. It's an honor to be your program director for the month of July. There's some good news in this. There's only 4 Tuesdays in July. There's better news. I'll be absent during one of those Tuesdays. And on the last Tuesday, you've already heard there'll be a special program. Then I won't be presenting the speaker, so you're going to have a picture of me up here or something, a pretty face. But we'll quickly launch into today's program because we're a little short on time. Actually, the President did a great job of getting us to this point. Our guest today is Joe Phillips, who is the Economic Development Coordinator for the City of Longview. Joe is well-schooled in economic development. In fact, his first job out of college was in economic development from Lewis County, which was a bit of a shock since he grew up in way to the east in Ellensburg, where it's dry. But he worked in economic development there. He later moved into planning and put together the first GIS, Geographical Information System program for the county. That was necessary as a result of the Growth Management Act. Where's Hal? Is he still here? Yeah.
Who voted against that?
You didn't. I voted for it. Later it was modified when Hal was in the Senate. Due to his lobbying and work with Sid Snyder to exempt counties under 100,000, which took out Cowlitz County, but left in Lewis County because it was in the urban area or something.
We just hit a magic growth number.
Oh, that's right.
Like 100 people.
They had over 100 people, so it's increased your population by 20% that year.
Remember, this is not the program.
This is not the program. Joe went on to economic development, where he did a lot of work with businesses and liaisons, helping with getting through the challenges of permitting with the government sometimes. Had a brief stint in Oregon, then came back and worked in Pierce County. We were lucky to get him here in Cowlitz County, and as a Longview's director. Joe is married for over 30 years, is a very patient woman, he says. He has 3 children, 2 sons and a daughter. And he is going to talk to us a little bit about economic development here in Cowlitz County and Longview specifically. So please help me give a warm welcome to Joe Phillips.
Okay. Thanks, George. Oh, this is great. There we go. Well, I wanted it off when it's on now. All right. All right, so let me see. This is my first Lions Club meeting, so I'll see if I can get this right. President Marilyn, Lions, and fellow guests. Thanks for having me here today. I appreciate it. When Ken and George called and asked if I would be willing to come and talk for a few minutes, they promised that you guys would meet me up, which was good for coming to a Lions Club meeting. I don't know. Anyways, economic developers tend to be optimistic, so looking around and hearing, what's happened here so far, I'll be optimistic that you won't eat me up. So anyways, a little bit about why is the city involved in economic development? Why is government involved in economic development? Well, everybody knows, so I'm getting...
Sorry.
It's great so far. This is going to look good on TV, right? On YouTube. Anyway, so governments, everybody wants good roads, good schools, police services, great parks, all that stuff, and that comes with paying with the taxes that we collect. Economic development is all about building the tax base through creating jobs. And why do we get involved in economic development? To bring companies in. Well, I don't know what I'm buzzing on.
Your hand. It's your hand.
Oh, I'll quit waving. Okay. Anyways, according to a study by the American Farmland Trust, the American Farmland Trust does these studies all across the country, looking at the cost of providing community services. And so it's what it is. It's a study of where the taxes come in from and where they go, it follows through the whole country, but the closest parallel study to Cowlitz County is a study that was done for Skagit County, where they found that for every residence in a city, for every dollar that they collect in taxes, they put out $1.25 in services. A commercial business, for every dollar in taxes that they collect, puts out 34 cents in public services. And industrial businesses, for every dollar collected, 29 cents in public services. So if we want to maintain that balance where we have the services, the parks, the programs, everything that a community wants, we have to encourage businesses, because otherwise, it's just you just can't pay the bills. So that's what I'm all about, is helping pay the bills and bringing better things hopefully to the city of Longview and Cowlitz County, because all boats rise with the tide. So if we're successful in helping out something located in Cowlitz County, that's great for the citizens of Longview. So my focus is primarily on manufacturing kinds of businesses. Because they bring money into the community. So new money circulates around and provides opportunities for all the other businesses in town, places to spend money. So why Longview? So after working in economic development for a lot of years, you look around at what. No, I'm not even moving, and I'm getting buzzed.
That Wayne put right there, that's the recording.
Are you still going to get me there?
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds much better. Okay.
Good thought.
So when I looked for opportunities,
Right there.
Don't touch the podium.
That was
okay. So when we'll look at opportunities for myself to work in economic development, where I think that there could be good success. Longview. Yeah, let's do that. Yeah. So when I look around for opportunity for a new position for myself, Longview presents a lot of things for someone with an economic development background. I say it's great bones, or what economic developers like to have is a lot of tools in the toolbox to be able to create opportunities, and Longview has that in abundance. I mean, with history as an industrial city, there's great utilities every place, big electricity that companies need, water, sewer, everything like that. A workforce with the kind of history that you want for manufacturing businesses, especially with people with experience, and maybe even people based on the economy over the last few years that are maybe not, or underemployed, I guess, maybe not doing as much as they could be doing. And then partners in the community, like a college that has a history of providing training programs and are really willing partner to help bring companies in and get them the kinds of employees that they need. And then plus, I've worked in the Seattle market and Tacoma area, worked in the Portland market, and you see what's happening with those communities is they're really filling up, prices are going up, it's forcing businesses to look other places. I don't think that there's a better place to be right now than Longview with the amount of land available, the kinds of services that we have, everything, the whole environment is I think going to start bringing more and more companies looking this way. And you see it, I drive around and I look at commercial real estate signs, and most of the time you see just signs from the local communities, realtors and things like that. That was my history in Lewis County too, but now you start to see some of the other markets coming in and listing properties in the area, which gives me the idea that people are looking outside of the Seattle area for these kinds of opportunities. So I think that Longview is really well positioned to do some things, some special things here in the near future. And like I said, economic developers are optimistic. So, but anyway, I don't know if anybody saw a paper today, but we had a good announcement that hit the Daily News today. It's been on the radio for a little while, but Big C Enterprises is a new steel fabricator that's coming to town. They're hoping within their first year to be up to at least 35 jobs, and I think, based on my last conversations with them, the amount of work that they have, they're easily going to get there. They're looking to, be a really high quality shop, and they're doing things with some state-of-the-art practices that I think are going to be good for their success. Other big projects that are looking in the area, I'm sure people know about Millennium, 165, 170 jobs, $650 million in investment. So they're in a process where they have just completed their draft, the comment period on their draft environmental impact statement, and the final EIS is expected to be issued early next year. And so then begins the local permitting process. And I think that shorelines probably for them is going to be the biggest challenge moving forward, but the company hopes to be in construction by early 2018. Northwest Innovations, the Kalama methanol facility, 200 jobs, $1.8 billion in investment. They're just in the process, a little ahead of Millennium. Their comment period closed for the DEIS a little while ago. They're on a very similar timeline and probably similar challenges moving forward. Let's see, Nimble Trailers, which announced a couple of months ago, they say up to 500 jobs and tens of millions of dollars in investment. They're a company that's going to be doing carbon fiber truck trailers. It's a big improvement, I guess, over past technologies. A couple of aerospace engineers were the founders of the company and came up with the designs. You know, we're expecting good things from them, but probably they announced a little prematurely. They put together some prototypes, and we hear they have orders in hand, but really it's like a startup business in terms of getting into manufacturing. So they're working on their financing and everything, but still active and moving forward. So they are still working to close on their property and come in, and probably also, I guess, from a realistic point of view, yeah, they say 500 jobs, but that's pretty high, and that's over build out. So I would look at, you know, maybe if they start out with 50 employees or something like that, and get into manufacture, get into production, that it's something that they think that they could build to over time. But the paper always asks, you know, what do you think this can be? And so you get the most optimistic answer. So, but anyways, good company and good people, and hopefully they get their financing issues worked out and are located here soon. An organization that's been active in Longview for a while now, the Public Development Authority, which, thanks to George for your service on Public Development Authority, working to bring new opportunities to the fairground site. And so there's negotiations going on or working with bringing a hotel to that site, looking at maybe a $7 to $8 million investment for a facility there, and studying the ability to create a regional equestrian facility in town, which would be could potentially be a big draw for tourism in the area. So that's something that we'll be working on for the city for a while. You see things coming up about the Southwest Washington Regional Airport, Kelso Longview Airport. They're getting ready to hire an administrator and do some work on making the runway a better serviceable runway. To me, as an economic developer, I look at that as another part of the infrastructure, like good roads and the bridges and things like that, a port, things that a community can build on to be successful in economic development. A lot of companies won't locate in a community without it. Our regional airport, at least, so that they can fly their people in and out. And we have companies locally flying people in and out of that airport. So I think that getting a manager, full-time manager on board to help run the airport is going to be big. And then wasn't sure exactly how much time I had, so I'll run through one last thing and then maybe questions and answers if we have time. But I think that something that we're going to need to watch for the community is housing. And, you know, with Northwest Innovations coming, probably, or, you know, likely, with Millennium coming, it's a lot of new employees, a lot of investment, a lot of construction jobs. I think what I hear is that the rental market is pretty much 95% at capacity right now, which more or less is full capacity, just allowing for turnover every month. And then we have in the residential market a short supply and a really quick turnover, especially at lower price points. And I think that as we move forward, that's going to be an issue that we'll need to be looking at doing some things with, finding ways to incent some new residential construction in town. And as an economic development person, appreciate any thoughts from the community about ideas to bring that about. I mean, I have some of my own. That's what I'm capable of. But building partnerships is always a good thing, and I don't corner the market on good ideas. But I think that that's going to be a really important part of the conversation for the next couple of years, is how do we prepare for that, an influx of people coming in. That's kind of it right now. Questions? Please?
That trailer manufacturing place is going over there on the Sari property off California Way. I understand there's a layout for a road that goes through there from where Walmart and Home Depot is, over and then elbows into Alabama. That would open that whole area up for light industry or commercial.
Yeah, there's been, so I've been working with the engineers at the city, and there's been a few different ideas floated about how to make that connection. I know that Beach Street is the main one that they're hoping to use. The right-of-way is already there, and it runs along the north side of that whole property. And then that would hopefully come down and meet 7th so that we have connectivity through that whole area. That's the initial idea that we're working with, and then it'll kind of depend on what other opportunities might happen to whether we would use Alabama or not.
Good job.
Oh, I got it.
Go.
Yeah. Go ahead, shout it out in the back.
Okay. Do you know if the hiring is going to be through WorkSource or will it be more through in-house?
With which, any?
Any of them.
So I don't know that the Big C is the only one that I know of that is hiring now. And I think they tried to go through WorkSource and didn't get the amount of applicants that they wanted, so that they're doing some other things. They brought in somebody to help out with recruiting. But I know that they're accepting applications now. Yes? Okay. Well, hey, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Joe, we want to thank you for coming, and we always offer a nice mug you can put the drink of your choice in. And I'd like to have you have a membership application, should you be interested in our crazy world here. No, well, the mic didn't help, it made you a little nervous.